Hi guys, today we'll be discussing about half-life and mean life of a radioactive sample, which is a parameter associated with radioactive disintegration law. The half-life of a radioactive species is defined as the time period in which the radioactive sample becomes half of its original number. Initially, if a sample contains a known number of particles and after some period of time, the sample contains a known divided by 2 number of particles, and if we get this period of time as simple t, this period of time is nothing but the half-life of the radioactive species. Let us now apply the definition of the radioactive disintegration law that we discussed in our previous video. The link to that video is given in the description below.
Now let us look at how we can get to the half-life equation. Initially we had n-naught number of radioactive sample in the container at time equals 0, and after time equals t we have nt number of radioactive sample in the container. By definition, half-life means the time taken for the initial number of radioactive sample n-naught to become half its value. It is denoted by n-naught divided by 2. The half-life time is denoted by capital T half. We have the following equation: Nt is equal to n-naught e to the power minus lambda t from the radioactive disintegration law. And at the half-life time we have n-naught over 2 number of radioactive sample remaining in the container. It is equal to n-naught e to the power minus lambda t half, and the t half here is the half-life time. We can simplify the equation as follows: e to the power lambda t half is equal to 2. So lambda t half is equal to ln2. When we further simplify it down, we can observe that the half-life time capital T half is equal to 0.69 over lambda, where lambda is the decay constant. So this equation gives a relationship in between the half-life time capital T half and the decay constant lambda of any nuclear species. Let us get back to the disintegration curve that we discussed in our previous video. The link to that video is given in the description below. When the sample decreases to the half of its original value, so the sample would have n-naught over 2 number of radioactive sample in the container. Here, the time period that the sample takes would be 1 half-life, and it is denoted by T half. Suppose that now the value decreases to n-naught over 4. The time would be another half-life, and that is denoted by 2 times T half. And suppose that the sample would have n-naught over 8 number of radioactive sample remaining in the container after another period of time, and that is denoted by another half-life. So we would have 3 times T half. So the sample would take 3 times T half to get from the n-naught number of radioactive sample initially to n-naught over 8 number of radioactive sample remaining in the container.
As I already mentioned, half-life is the time taken for a radioactive sample to become half of its original value.
As we have discussed before, the half-life time capital T half is equal to 0.69 over lambda, where lambda is the decay constant. Suppose if we have 2 radioactive samples and suppose they have the same number of initial elements. One particular sample would have one decay rate and the other particular sample would have another decay rate. Let us get the decay constant as lambda 1 for the sample 1 and lambda 2 as for the sample 2. Here you can see that the lambda 1 is greater than the lambda 2. So what does this mean? The decay rate of lambda 1 or the sample 1 is faster than the decay rate of the sample 2. It is given by the decay constant of lambda 2. So from the equation of T half is equal to 0.69 over lambda, we can observe that the half-life time is inversely proportional to the decay constant. So when the decay constant is larger, we can observe a lesser half-life time, and when the decay constant is smaller, we can observe a greater half-life time. So that can be denoted from the following decay curve.
Another parameter associated with radioactive disintegration law is the mean life of a radioactive sample. Now let us discuss about the mean life of a radioactive sample.
To understand mean life, here we have 3 containers. Let us suppose at the beginning there is a known number of radioactive samples in the container, and after some time t we would have nt number of radioactive samples remaining in the container. And what would happen after another period of time? We would have even a lesser number of radioactive samples remaining in the container after another period of time. All the containers contain the same kind of nuclear atoms and they undergo same kind of radioactive decay. However, the lifespan of each individual atom is different. The particle which undergoes decay in this lifespan has a shorter lifespan, and the particle that undergoes in this lifespan would have a longer lifespan. As we have discussed now, even when we are taking about the same nuclear species, some atoms undergo radioactive decay in a shorter time period, whereas some radioactive decays are having a longer time period. That means the lifespan of all atoms is not the same.
So guys, what is average lifespan or mean lifespan of a radioactive sample? The average lifespan or the mean lifespan of a radioactive sample can be simply calculated by dividing the total lifespan of all the particles by the total number of particles present.
The mean lifespan or the average lifespan of a radioactive sample can be simply defined as the total lifespan of all radioactive atoms divided by the total number of atoms. It is denoted by the symbol of 2. This is equal to the following integration. The limits of the integration of time is from 0 to infinite, and the limits of the number of particles in the radioactive sample is from n0 to infinite. We had a known number of radioactive samples initially in the container, and when the radioactive decay has happened, we would have nothing remaining in the container, so we would have the limit of 0. When we simplify it down, we can observe that the average lifespan or the mean lifespan, which is divided by tau, is equal to 1 over lambda, where lambda is the decay constant. So the mean lifespan or the average lifespan of a radioactive sample is inversely proportional to the decay constant of lambda. From the equation that we obtain now, we can show that tau is equal to 1 over lambda. So when the decay constant is a larger value, the average lifespan becomes shorter. When the decay constant becomes a smaller value, the average lifespan becomes longer.
Now let us look at the correlation between half-life and mean life.
Previously we obtained that the half-life capital T half is equal to 0.69 over lambda. So when we substitute the equation tau is equal to 1 over lambda for the half-life time equation, we can observe that the T half of the half-life time is equal to 0.69 times tau. That tau is the mean lifespan of the radioactive sample. So we can obtain that tau is equal to 1.44 times T half, where T half is the half-life time and the tau term is the average lifespan of the radioactive sample. So from this it is observable that the mean lifetime of the radioactive sample is greater than the half-lifetime of the radioactive sample.
So guys, that is about half-life and mean life of a radioactive sample. Let us discuss about the decay law with respect to activity in our next video. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Have a nice day.